Hey there, dudes and dudettes. Welcome back to a fresh episode on Details Dude Guitar. In this video, I'm going to give you the top 4 reasons why you should be doing your own guitar transcriptions. So hey, if we haven't met or it's your first time here, I am Geoff Allard, the Details Dude, here at your service to help you get better faster at guitar with learning by listening. Additionally, I will be bringing you detailed tutorials on how to play classic rock songs on guitar just like they are on the record. So if that sounds cool to you, don't be too cool to hit that subscribe button below. So with that, let's get started. So the top 4 reasons for doing your own guitar transcriptions are as follows. Okay, so reason number 1 is because it trains your ear. Tabs are more of a visual learning experience, but music is an oral or auditory, kind of interchangeable words there. But you know, if you make your own tabs and do your own transcribing, you'll be activating both of those senses. You'll be listening to hear what the sounds and pitches are, and you'll be watching, to find the right note with your fingers as you decipher these licks and riffs. So you'll be hearing and watching. Reason number 2, this one has kind of a multifaceted thing. To put it blunt, many, if not most, online tabs, and even the official tab books, they have errors. Some of them have lots of errors. So if you're trying to tab a song, it's probably because it's a song you love and really enjoy, and you have the incentive that you want to learn it as accurately as possible. You're not accountable to anyone else except yourself, so quite frankly, you're likely to do a better job. Maybe not at first, but the longer you wait, you're just pushing your skills further down into the future. Published tabs, on the other hand, like books and magazines, they're going to have deadlines. You got to hit the newsstand, got to be at the bookstore by such and such a date. And so there's the deadlines, the pressure, and quite frankly, a transcriber might get assigned to do something they're really not particularly excited about. So those are just a couple human elements that can lead to some errors in books. And those same errors in the books oftentimes will infiltrate the online tabs because so many of them are just directly copying right from these books and magazines. This Van Halen tab book here, it's still one of the best tab books I've seen overall, and it's got plenty of mistakes in it. I could probably list just about 10 of them right off the top of my head. We're talking anything from incorrect finger positions to even just straight up typos where the music notation has the right note, but the tab is like on the wrong string. Sometimes these mistakes make a song appear to actually be even harder to play than it is. Now for me, being a huge Edward Van Halen fan, I've familiarized myself with his licks, tricks, tendencies over time, which quite frankly puts me at a pretty distinct advantage over the original transcriber of this book, Wolf Marshall. No offense, Wolf, but my running with the devil transcription is more accurate than what's in this book. That's a fact. Reason number 3 is that it'll simply increase your musicianship vastly. As you're learning with listening and seeing where your hands and fingers are going and what you're doing, it creates more of a synergized, integrated learning. I think synesthesia is a term for that, combining multiple senses into one experience. And if you can, anytime you can learn something in that fashion, it's very, very powerful. This will actually help you get to the point where you'll be able to hear something and have a pretty darn good idea how it's being played. You'll learn the song more completely and remember or retain it way easier and for a longer time. So learning from tabs is more like rote memorization, and I'll just be straight up with you here. If I thought that was a good approach, I'd be all for it. I'm personally somebody that learns fairly easily that way, especially if you want to put numbers into the mix, which is really what tabs are, a bunch of numbers on lines. As a teenager, I bought so many of these tab books because I was able to memorize by reading the tabs, and the problem is I learned a lot of stuff incorrectly because of that, and I stunted my development with being able to have that ear to hand kind of connection because I wasn't learning it the most effective way, which is really figuring it out yourself. Learning by listening and then watching where your fingers are as you try to mimic the sounds really combines your senses of hearing, sight, and feeling, and that creates that synesthesia, which, as I mentioned, is a super powerful way to learn. If you're getting value out of this video, please go ahead and hit the like button, and don't be afraid to subscribe so you don't miss any of these lessons in the future. And let's get on to reason number 4. Frankly, so many of the great guitar players have learned by doing just this. Copying songs that they liked straight from the records, and honestly with way less impressive technology and tools than we have to do so today. Turning albums down to speed 16, for instance, and that's a whole nother topic for a different video, so I'm just going to leave it at that. There's exceptions. Some guys, of course, went and graduated from Berkeley or GIT or what have you. But I can tell you from reading tons of interviews from my favorite players that they basically learned with this approach, like learning the licks and riffs from the records they liked and wanted to sound like. Not from buying magazines or tab books. Online tabs didn't even exist then, so. Alrighty, dudes and dudettes. Again, if you're getting value out of this video or enjoying it, please hit the like button and make sure to subscribe so you don't miss future episodes with more lessons like this, as well as detailed song lessons. We'll definitely be into a lot more of those again. And if you're interested in hearing more about transcribing, be sure and check out my video on the top 3 transcribing skills for guitar right here. We'll see you next time. Peace, dudes and dudettes.